Let me start off by saying this. With when I'm on social media or any video that I do, how I operate on here may be a little bit different than I operate in person from the standpoint of cursing and how I may deliver something and what I may say because I want kids to see my videos. And that being said, I don't want kids to always hear adults talking a certain type of way or operating like this or whatever the case may be. I want them to see a person that moves a little bit different and understand that you can move the same way. I don't want to be an adult that's influencing a kid in a negative aspect or doing something that adults should be doing. So, with that disclaimer, please forgive me if something flies out in this video because this topic, I will say this, it pisses me off the most because my love and passion is for kids, and so anything that's playing against that, I'm gonna have a certain type of energy towards that thing or person. And what I mean by that, from a negative standpoint, if you're being the downfall, if you're playing a part in a child's downfall, I'm going to have some strong energy towards you. Parents, if it does not apply to you, let it fly. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the parents that are not doing anything about it. I'm talking to the people that's not doing anything about it. I'm talking to adults, and adults could be, people that's, you know, old enough to know right from wrong or old enough to be a positive impact in this child's life to get them on the right track. So anybody that's playing a part in a child's downfall, I'm talking to you. Y'all got to start doing a lot better than what you're doing because obviously you're not doing anything about the direction of what these kids are, direction that these kids are going in. I'm hearing kids able to curse around adults. I'm seeing kids drinking and smoking and doing all type of things around adults that we couldn't even imagine doing as a kid. Now, some of us, yes, as kids, it happened, but it wasn't on the scale that it is now. My mind is blown as to how things have gotten so bad. I know it's influence from music, from people that they see on TV, from the people that they see around in the neighborhoods, but that's stuff that we've been dealing with even when we were kids. Now, we weren't influenced that much to where we did it, and even if we did, it would be addressed by, if not our parents or somebody in our family, it would be addressed by an adult that we would know what we're doing is not okay. It's like no adults are saying anything right now. So that's why I'm asking parents, what are parents doing that kids could be this far off? Again, kids, not college age kids, not college age young adults or whatever the case is. I'm talking about high school, middle school, and maybe even possibly a little bit under that, are able to do whatever it is that they want to do without an adult saying anything about it. Parents, we need to do a better job because it's a cliche, but it should be evident that we are definitely failing the kids because we not even saying nothing. We just okay with the state of mind that they're in, and we're not giving them the proper opportunity to have a chance at whatever life that they can whatever goals they can achieve. A lot of these kids don't have goals or aspirations other than the stuff that's been influencing them. There's music, sports, those two are probably the most influential things in the black community. Music, sports, dope boy. What else? What else is a popular thing that's influencing these kids in our community? Nothing. We continue to let them do, and when I say nothing, I'm talking about push, and from a general standpoint, our kids are not desiring to do much more than that. You do have some that'll surprise you and say, I want to be an engineer, I want to be scientist or anything. You'll have some that will surprise you, but the community that I'm talking about, we need to start getting those kids and helping them out a little bit more than a lot more than what we're doing, because it seems like we're not doing nothing at all other than watching and maybe even participating in the dumb stuff that we letting these kids do. Parents, you need to have more insight, and if you do have insight and you're not doing nothing, whatever. But we need to have more insight and start saying a lot more to these kids and helping them out of the situation that they're in, because they're being attacked by so many different things that we know how America operates, that is going to be tailored towards getting kids off track at an early age. And it's like we parents are just putting our hands up and standing back like, okay, well, here you go. You mold them how you want them to be. Why would you do that as a parent? You should be the child's first teacher, and you allowing society to be that teacher. You allowing society to mold your child into what it wants your child to be in order to continue this cycle of things that's going on. You're not even attempting you. I'm talking to the people that's the parents or adults, guardians, or whatever the case is, friends, homeboys, older people that's not saying anything to these kids or trying to help these kids out and show them it's a complete different route that you can take in order to, achieve whatever you want to achieve. Because if you continue to go this route, it's a lot of different things that come with it. And you got to understand, you fighting up a steep hill that was already steep at the beginning, because the cards are already stacked against you. So now here it is, you're playing against yourself. You're putting yourself in a worse situation than you would be if you tried to come out here as a black man or black woman and trying to do something good with yourself. You haven't even got to that point because you're living in this type of lifestyle. But you can't depend on the kid to know that that's what's going on, or to even think about, all right, I got to think about my future, think about my family, my future family, think about, the man that I need to be or the woman that I need to be at some point. So I got to start working on my future now. I got to start doing things to get me to that point. We can't depend on the kid to think like that without a adult influence. It's a lot more things that's important other than the material gains and things that people put so much emphasis on. I don't care about none of that. I care about you as an individual putting yourself in a better position to then help out the people that's coming behind you. Because if the kids aren't doing it, adults, we have already failed them, but we can at least help them not continue the same cycle and fall into the same traps that we've fallen into. But we not doing that. We just sitting back, arms folded, watching them, doing it with them, or wondering, why is X, Y, and Z so bad? Why is X, Y, and Z? Why do they do this? Why do they do that? Why is nobody going to the adults and talking to them about it? Don't ask why a kid is doing this. Ask where that influence is coming from. Ask where the people that's trying to get that individual on the right track. Ask them, where is those people? Where are y'all at? Get involved in these kids' life. Give them an opportunity in life. But we too busy being our kids' friends instead of laying down ground rules and having discipline and structure. And when I say discipline, I'm not talking about, it's not necessarily only dealing with whoopings or whatever the case may be. Discipline a lot of times could simply be structure and things that you have in place that you demand your child to live by. We're not even doing that no more. The kids are trying to teach themselves how to operate in life, trying to figure it out on their own, and the adults, we're not doing nothing to help them out. We're not doing nothing to try to get them in a different path. Even if you are doing stuff that, as an adult, you got the right, I may not agree with it, but you got the right to do whatever it is that you want to do. But you shouldn't be influencing the kid to do that same nonsense that you're doing. So if you're doing that, you really need to do some soul searching, because you playing into the downfall of this kid from a whole different standpoint. You're influencing them to do the same things that you're doing as an adult, but they're a kid. They shouldn't be doing what you're doing, and you shouldn't be influencing them to do that. If you're not ready to be a parent and you're not ready to take on the responsibilities or do what's necessary for these kids, you should not be having kids. Wait till you get to the point that you're going to do everything in your power to make sure your child has this type of lifestyle, that type of lifestyle. And if you had a rough lifestyle, you should definitely want your child to have a different lifestyle than you had. But if you had a rough lifestyle and here you are playing a part in your child having a rough lifestyle, I feel like you shouldn't have even had kids. You should have got yourself to a point to where you was ready to be a man or a woman and then have kids. I guess you could say essentially, we just have parents that are not qualified in being parents because they're letting their kids down. from jump or at any point in their life, they're not being the parent that they should be for whatever reason. We got to stop doing that. And people in the community, that's where that whole village mentality comes into play, because maybe if a parent is going through whatever it is that they're going through, the community could then start looking out for this kid. The village could then start, getting this kid in the right track, even if that has to deal with, addressing something that a kid has done. Now, adult, I'm not talking about be talking to a kid like they a grown man or woman, and kids should already know this, that you don't talk to an adult as if you're an adult. There shouldn't be any form of disrespect going on from either side, but the village should already know that, and the village should be able to approach a situation and address a situation without any sides feeling a certain type of way other than improvement from whatever was being addressed. It should take a village to raise the kids, but the village is not saying a word, not saying nothing. The village is sitting here watching. You're not doing anything to change it though. You're just over here on the sideline saying poor so-and-so, talking about them, saying that, they bad, they this, they that, they this, they that. But if the village took it upon themselves to try to do something to change that, you will start changing the narrative of that kid that you're talking about. Stop sitting on the sideline talking about them and get involved and actually start doing something that could be beneficial to that kid in the long run.